In life, humans have a lot of possibilities. From those possibilities, you can build anything out. Sketches, images, amazing pictures. It is not for sure what kind of creatures are on this planet or underwater. Humans do not know all those creatures. Some of those are kind of awesome, but not all of those. To understand human, it's not always easy, because some humans are dreaming to become bigger, but it's not always possible. Sometimes humans only become smaller. To become more creative, sometimes humans destroy ourselves. So when humans make an image, maybe we should share that image, but also give it a try in different paths. Maybe some images are more rainy. Maybe some images just don't have so good weather. Maybe some images are not what we think. Sometimes it's not easy to understand humans because humans are complicated. All the humans and all the pictures are complicated. It is not easy to understand very simplistic things. Sometimes exactly those simplistic things like brilliant hair or very simple human can mean many things. Also abstract imagery. Abstractions becoming more and more difficult also on the streets. So human must be really careful with all those celebrities and all those people that are good as Picasso. Maybe one image, it's not one image but thousands of images. It's not easy to understand everything in life. Sometimes we must also observe our company and our friends, which occasionally really are friends, but when you go to the work, it's kind of difficult to explain what friends are. So, if you think about biggest 10 companies in the world, you'll figure it out that those do not give a lot to you. But of course, we must be careful with those also. It's easy to develop nonsense, but it's not easy to develop something meaningful. If every image is made from millions of different abstractions, then it's not easy to mess with that. To understand different simple images might become more and more complicated, or how it's related to diverse indexes. One image can become very sunny or very rainy. You never know what's under the water. Of course, the diverse branded creature might be also important in life. Professional behavior also. Today we also think about diverse products. This hat is from Manhattan. On Manhattan there is diversity in products, also in hip-hop, but from outside products are nothing special, but from inside some are more exclusive than others. For me, most probably also diverse laptops, but not only those the biggest, also those that are very small. The chips, but also microchips in laptops are very diverse. Occasionally, to understand those small laptops, you can also build few. If you understand the basics of computer mechanics, to understand finance and computers for girls might be extremely difficult, so the pretty girls maybe really should be in modeling. To understand basic, it's not so easy, and we are not as famous as a drink aura. To understand the basics, sometimes it's also important, so we understand what we are doing. One of my great friends in modeling are also Asta oils. The Asta oils are very exclusive oils and are very good for a skin. The branded socks are our exclusive item, but most probably nothing special for those that understand the ballet. In ballet there are millions of ballerinas, but not all experts. Those items are of course for the experts and include some exclusive license with our symbols. Of course, symbols are not always the most logical. Occasionally symbols also lie, but not always. Sometimes in symbols we can find future. Sometimes in symbols we can find history meanings or why we're losing something. But the symbols might be related to other things. Sometimes those other things are more complicated, but not always. Sometimes other things are mix of many things, but myself, also in modeling, like to avoid all those mixes and make something for brilliant hairs. Sometimes only a lemon juice, but not more. To understand symbolism, it's not always easy. The symbolism with many things in life never been more difficult. In fact, the more business, the more difficult it is. To understand diverse things also related to DM, but also contracts in diverse modeling, it's also not easy. Sometimes the symbols become more and more complicated. After millions of complications, what every model should actually do? Probably to drink a lot of water, but also to understand the basics, like it's cleaning the dish. Most of people forget it, and most of people also forget that medicine is respected, including medicine, safety, dentistry, but also related to the fruits and apples. In apples, it is so easy to make diverse signs. So in apples we can make different signs, and that's how we understand ourselves, but also better medicine, also from alternative point. To understand water, it's not always easy. The water is actually natural resources, but in Africa they don't have it. So in Africa there might be a problem related with extreme poverty, but also diverse politics, because they don't have the water. Probably clean water and pure water, it's not easy thing. To understand water, you must also understand micromolecules, which is probably very, very diverse. If you are going to clean the dish, do not forget on basics, detergents. Of course, you can also add some lemons. Me like to mention a lot of time that tea is very important. A lot of people forget on so simple things as tea, but the tea is really very, very important for the morning routine. In morning routine, the tea or maybe apple pie might be one of most important things that models should do. Of course, if you are on a diet, afford 2 tea and not only one. So maybe make really a lot of tea if you are on a diet. For boys, don't be on a diet. Just bake something. If you are vegetarian, bake something simple and made from diverse vegetarian things. If you eat meat, no problem. Then probably basic things in meat. Of course, for morning, toasts are also very cool. Do not forget that on the end of the day, you must think about symbols that you see in day. The symbols are those that are going to guide you, but also other models to avoid all those dangers in business. Better contracts are also part of symbols. It's very important to understand that modeling, it's not under $1,000, but it should go up. Probability that in life we should not mention money and we should forget it. But sometimes it's good to know the minimums. The minimums are those that are telling us what is branded and what is not. It's not always all good for the brands. Of course, the prices everywhere are not the same. And of course, you'll figure it out sooner or later that for something it's worth to pay your attention. Like for those ester oils, it's actually omega-3 in them. Whatever you do in life, you'll also meet diverse products. The products are part of the industry, sometimes related to the technology, sometimes with diverse modeling industry. Do not forget that also Aura was having simple products, but on the end developed very exclusive drink. Of course, luxury probably is also important. On Manhattan you can find a lot of luxury, but me only afforded this exclusive hat. It is more hip-hop styled, but nothing special. If you are going to deal with the Pepsi, probably you'll need some talent also in sketching. Sketches are actually those that are diverse but also complex. If you are thinking about sketches and how kids can do sketches but adults can, it is almost hilarious how adults could not adapt to some things but younger could. The pictures always lead us to something. It is not always the same thing. Sometimes those things are just difficult and diverse. As we told, some stories told us that some pictures are made very diverse and from many stories. Not all pictures are the same. To understand humans, it's not easy. Some humans are more advanced and think more abstract. Of course, if people think abstract, You also figured out that those might be slightly more complex. It is not always easy to understand humans.